dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYNT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. We've been talking all week about the cooler temperatures that arrive tomorrow, but first we might have to deal with a few strong storms. It's a severe weather alert day, and meteorologist Evan Hatter joins us now with more on what to expect. Evan?
That's right, Steve. We're watching a cold front beginning to move into the state of Kentucky, and that will give us a chance for scattered showers and storms, some of which could be on the strong side, and some of which are already on the strong side. Taking you outside I-75 at London, showing you that we are still dealing with some of those out there. In fact, we've had a few pop up across portions of the Cumberland Valley. Watching 3 cells right now from Whitley City on toward London, Corbin, and even keeping an eye on that cell not far from Annville in southern parts of Jackson County. A bit of a stronger cell there. With these winds to 30 to 40 miles per hour possible, maybe even some small hail. That'll continue to move on into portions of Clay and Owsley County over the next little bit. We are no longer under that slight risk of severe weather, just that marginal 1 out of 5 risk for the nighttime hours tonight. So it's something we'll definitely be keeping an eye on. You can already see some of the stronger storms out to our west, where a severe thunderstorm watch is in place for portions of far western Kentucky. If you're headed out to high school football tonight, I would go ahead and just prepare for the rain. That way you're prepared anyway, even if the rain does not arrive. But a few showers will be possible as we head through the evening hours, as we are down into those lower 70s by the last play. And that's when we could start to see some of those showers begin to move in. I'll have the latest on all of our storm chances coming up in a little bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear is working to ensure all Kentuckians have access to health care. Today, he relaunched Connect. The governor describes it as affordable health care. Grace Feinerman tells us why he says it's more important now than ever to get the program back up and running.
Governor Beshear says as of 2019, 280,000 Kentuckians lacked health care coverage. Now he's relaunching Connect, a program he says is a one-stop shop. It's focused on bringing quick, easy, affordable health care to Kentuckians. And as of Friday, you can scroll through plans.
My administration and I personally believe that quality health care is a basic human right and never has the need for quality, with the emphasis on quality health care, been more evident than during the COVID-19 global health pandemic.
The governor says Connect will save Kentuckians $15 million a year. He hopes it's not only a way to keep Kentucky healthy, but to get the economy back on track.
But we can't succeed in building a better Kentucky if our people aren't healthy and ready to work. Quality health care coverage doesn't just help keep people alive in a pandemic. It creates a better workforce.
It's a program we've seen before. His father, Steve Beshear, first launched Connect in 2013 when he was governor under the Affordable Care Act. In 2017, it was dismantled by former Governor Matt Bevin. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Secretary, there are benefits to a local, born and bred program like this one.
It can be tailored to meet the needs of that particular community. And in the state of Kentucky, I don't think anyone in Washington, D.C. knows the state of Kentucky and its people better than the governor.
Looking ahead, enrollment for the program is November 1st through January 15th. In Lexington, Grace Feinerman, WKYT.
In 2010, 22% of all Kentuckians were uninsured. When Connect initially launched in 2014, that number dropped to 10% and went down the next 3 years to just 6% uninsured in 2017. The number went up slightly in the 2 years after the program ended. A Knoxville man is being charged with aggravated abuse, neglect, and endangerment of a child after police say they believe a 1-year-old overdosed on heroin. Jeffrey Michael Thompson admitted to shooting up heroin in the bathroom while watching the child. Thompson said he did not wash his hands afterwards and fed the child food. Investigators say shortly after feeding the child stopped breathing. Medical response team members say they needed to give the child 2 doses of Narcan. Clark County Judge Executive Chris Pace died due to complications from COVID-19 last night. Coroner Robert Gayhart said Pace died at the Clark Regional Medical Center after battling the illness. It is unclear what his vaccination status was. Pace took office in 2019. Today, flags flew at half-staff outside the courthouse. Just last week, Pace declared a state of emergency in Clark County for excessive flooding and was hoping to secure federal help. Daniel Constantopoulos has known Pace for roughly 25 years. He said they often talked about their young daughters. Pace's youngest child is just 4 months old.
What has happened today, it's shocked everybody, but ultimately, you know, it's a sad day for Clark County. He loved his community, and most of all, he loved his family.
There was a special meeting at 4:30 to appoint a temporary replacement. They will serve until the governor appoints someone permanently. Funeral arrangements have not yet been confirmed. An independent FDA advisory committee voted to authorize a booster dose for people 18 and older who got the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine at least 2 months after the initial shot. The committee voted to approve the booster dose in spite of concerns about the trial data Johnson & Johnson presented, citing the reduced effectiveness of the vaccine over time. A new study indicates that lottery incentives failed to encourage people to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Researchers looked at vaccination records in the 19 states that entered people into a cash drawing after they got vaccinated between the end of April and beginning of July. The researchers observed no statistically significant association between the lotteries and vaccination rates. They also speculated that lotteries may be less enticing than actual cash for vaccines. Domestic violence is described as a pattern of abuse perpetrated by an intimate partner to control or have power. The impact of this abuse is devastating not only for a survivor, but the survivor's family. WYMT's Vivica Grayson tells us more about a community action agency in our region trying to help.
The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence reports on average 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States, a statistic relevant to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Communities aren't coming together as they were, so domestic violence is much more prevalent, and by the time it reaches the public's vision, the violence is often escalated. So that's what we're seeing, and it's what a lot of programs are seeing now, is an escalation in violence because of COVID.
And while domestic violence is heartbreaking, it is also a cycle.
This cycle can go months, if not years. Everything is fine, everything is perfect at first. But there generally is an escalation that we see.
But working to help survivors in our region are staff at the Leslie Knott Letcher Perry Community Action Council.
Brings together as many resources as they can for the community.
And in addition to their abundance of resources, they offer a safe house, a 15-bed facility where survivors can find stability and where staff are helping.
Establishing safety. Do we need to go to court for an issue? Is this just a matter of getting away from the perpetrator? That's really the decisions that are made by the survivor once they are there, once they are safe and have had time to catch their breath.
A topic Rose says people should take seriously.
I grew up hearing that. I know everyone here has. You don't bother what goes on between a husband and wife. But the truth is that's a tactic that domestic violence perpetrators can absolutely use.
Helping those in need. In Perry County, Vivica Grayson, WYMT Mountain News.
Rose says they are always accepting donations to help survivors. For more information on the program or how you can help, you can find a link on our website at WYMT.com. The damage is done. While the Biden administration announced new moves this week to ease the crisis in delivery and supply of goods coming into ports on the West Coast, some small businesses say it's too late. With delays at the Long Beach and Los Angeles ports, goods are either stuck on shipping containers along the coast or coming in at dramatically increased prices.
Moving goods from the factory to the customer. Some numbers that I've seen, the early indications suggest it has gone up on average about 56%.
Among the president's latest measures to help are longer port hours and asking the private sector to take action in efforts to boost the number of truck drivers. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, rocks may hold the answers scientists and researchers are looking for in the fight against climate change. We'll explain next.
And by the end of this weekend, you're going to be swapping the umbrella for a hoodie. I've got the very latest on our tumble in temperatures on the way.